Hello and welcome to Football City. What makes a real football fan? How do you even define what a real football fan is? The question is often asked in the world of football because some people believe that in order to be a proper football fan, you've got to do A, B and C, and other people say, well, it doesn't really matter, you can be a football fan if you don't do these things. So there's this debate that goes on, and the reason it's come to my mind and I wanted to do a video about it is because of an incident that happened at the weekend at the Manchester United-Chelsea game. There's a video which has been circulating social media. You may or may not have seen it, but it involves a football fan called Frank who goes by the name of the United Strand on social media. And you may or may not know about his story. His picture is there. But basically, he's a fan who has vowed not to cut his hair until Manchester United win 5 games in a row. When is that going to happen? So he's become very popular. He's got quite a good social media following now. He's done interviews. He's done appearances, and you know a lot of people just appreciate him. He's a nice guy. But basically, this happened at Old Trafford at the weekend. So I'm going to play you this clip. I will give you a little warning that there is some bad language in there. Just letting you know. So I'll just play you this clip. It's only about 30 seconds or so, and then we'll talk about it.
Hold I'll do what I fucking want. It's not United fucking fun, so fuck off.
Yeah. So just real unfortunate business. Just really stupid. The kind of thing that doesn't need to happen. You don't want that at the game. Apparently, Manchester United are doing an investigation into the ball guy who, you know, was shouting expletives there. I know we live in a world now where we talk about cancel culture and stopping people, and you know, do you want fans like that at the game? Is the ball guy a proper football fan? Yeah. So we talk about freedom of speech and all that business, but you know, freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequences. So you know, that guy, you know, he can say what he likes and do what he wants, but there still will be a reaction to that. So there you go. So we look at that and we think, what makes a real fan? Is he not a real fan because he's getting attention, because the public are looking at him, because yes, he's doing these interviews, because he's gaining attention and followers? People have this thing of, there are people in the world who seem to have a problem with football fan content, i.e. fans who go on social media and they make appearances and they talk about their clubs and they generate conversation, and there are people out there who have problems with content creators like that because there's this idea that they're making money off the club. And years ago, and I suppose it's an ongoing thing now, I think about Robbie Lyles from AFTV. People have often accosted him outside of football stadiums because they don't like what he represents, because he's got this. People say that he's bringing Arsenal into disrepute by creating all this content and saying that you're giving the club a bad name and that he's making money off the club. You know what I think? I think, who cares if he's making money off the club? Who cares if he's making a living by supporting the team that he loves? So what? I mean, how many people are out there that say, oh, I would love to make money doing what I love. I would love to make money, you know, if I could just sit at home and watch TV and do comments about it. I would love to make money off that by watching Gogglebox or doing movie reviews or going to restaurants and giving reviews at a restaurant. It's all making money doing something. And I mean, if you think about football as well, what do football commentators do? They're making money off the game, right? Pundits are making money off the game, right? And players who play for clubs and then do their thing and then move on to another club, they're making money off the game. So who cares if someone's making money off the back of a club? They're doing something legal. What is the problem? So yeah, anyway, big up to AFTV, because I do watch AFTV. I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I respect the guy's hustle and what he's built there. But he's a football fan. He's a real football fan, just like everyone else. There's also this idea that you're not a real football fan if you don't go and watch games live. Somehow that makes you less of a fan. I disagree. Because what if you're a supporter of a team and you don't have the money to pay £60, £100, £150, £300 to go and support your team? Does that make you less of a fan? So are you only a proper fan if you go and watch the games? Well, if you're a proper fan by going to the games, you go to the home games, you've got a season ticket, what happens if you don't go to the away games? There's the next man who goes to the away games. Does that mean that they're more of a fan than you? Or what if you're the fan who goes to home games and away games, but then there's another man who goes to watch his team in Europe? Does that mean he's more of a fan than you? Or if you're the fan who goes home and away and you watch your team in Europe as well, but the next man goes to pre-season games and travels to the USA and Australia if he lives in the UK, does that mean that they're more of a fan than you are? Where does it stop? Or what if you're the person who supported the team for 10 years, but then someone else has supported the team for 30 years? Does that mean that they're more of a fan than you? Where does it stop? You both love the team. Ultimately, who cares? Ultimately, I believe that you're a real fan if you support the team, you want the best for your team, you cheer when your team scores goals, you shout at the referee when a decision goes against your team, you're behind your team. That's what makes you a real fan. And I mean, I still have my issues and, who am I to criticise? I'm here saying, what makes a real fan and does it matter? I still watch other fans and, sometimes I get my back up. I remember being at Old Trafford. And Old Trafford, people come from around the world, you know what I'm saying? Manchester United is international. And whilst I'm there watching a particular game, there was fans a couple of rows in front of me who were taking selfies whilst the game is happening. And they're doing the whole thing of turning around so that they're pointing they're facing their camera and their football is going on behind them and they're taking a selfie of what's happening. And I'm thinking, guys, just turn around and watch the game. Just watch the game. Pay attention, please. But then again, does it really matter? Does it really matter if someone's taking a selfie during the game, especially if they've travelled, hundreds of miles or from out of the country? That's a massive moment for them. They might only get to do that once or twice in their lifetimes. It's massive. So who cares? They're supporting the team. And then my other issue about fans that sometimes I critique is people who I don't feel support their team through thick and thin. So I think about people who leave stadiums early when their team are losing. Or, people who leave 5 minutes early because they want to, miss their traffic and all that kind of stuff. But especially fans who, as soon as their team is off the back, on the end of a bad result and it looks like they're not going to come back from it, they're out of the stadium. So I think about being in Valley Parade, watching Bradford City. I think of a game a couple of years ago where I think we were 3-0 down at half-time. By the way, the reason why I mentioned both Old Trafford and Valley Parade, I've done a previous video, but I do support two football teams. I am one of those individuals. So, yeah. So I was at Bradford City watching and we were 3-0 down at half-time. Not good. Second half to come. I think we get to about 60 minutes in and the other team score a fourth goal. We are not coming back from this. What do some fans do? They start leaving and you start seeing empty seats. Me personally, I disagree with that because I think if it's your team, if your team are losing 4-0 or 5-0, you stick with your team until the very end. You stick with them until you get to, stoppage time, injury time, and you clap your team. You might boo your team or you might criticise them for not putting a performance, but the fact is you stay until the very, very end. I had a mate who supported Liverpool and probably about 10 years ago, there was a game where they were playing Norwich at Carrow Road and the game probably got to about 55 minutes in. And at the time, Norwich were winning 3-2. I think Norwich had just scored their third goal. And my mate was disgusted with how bad Liverpool were playing and the fact that Norwich were beating them. So he switched the TV off. He switched off the game. And we were in separate places, so he just told me, I switched off after 3-2. I watched the game in full. I'm not even a Liverpool fan or a Norwich fan, but the game finished 5-4 to Liverpool. And he didn't know that because he'd switched the game off. And I said, mate, did you see the final result? He goes, oh, I just switched off after 3-2. So you don't know the final result? I switched off after 3-2. Can't be over watching that rubbish. So I says, all right, mate, well, catch it on Match of the Day tonight. He didn't know that his team had gone on to win 5-4. There were more goals scored after the 3-2 when he switched it off. And I'm like, if you're a proper fan, mate, you stick with your team until the end. Watch it to the end. Watch the final result, because then you get all the joy, all the extreme happiness of seeing your team come back when they're down and out. Imagine being a Man United fan watching that Lyon game in the Europa League last season, and you switch off when Lyon are 4-2 up. You get to see one of the best comebacks ever, where Maguire sticks in that 5th goal, and it's 5-4 with so many goals scored. But you get to see that comeback. That's what you call sticking with your team through thick and thin. Obviously, it didn't end well in the Europa League final, but we don't need to talk about that. So that's what I think. But ultimately, if you're a fan who wants to walk out before your team, when you see your team losing at 4-0 down, and you think, I've had enough, mate, I'm off, I'm going to go catch the train, I'm going to go miss the traffic. That's you, but personally, I believe that real fans stick with their team until the very end. You do you. So that's what I think. That's what I think about what makes a real fan and what doesn't make a real fan. I believe you can't judge. Who are we to judge? Who are we to judge what makes a real fan? Fans go to games home and away. Some fans just watch on TV. Some fans have to find a dodgy stream online to try watch. Some fans only get to watch YouTube highlights or match of the day highlights. Some people can't afford to go to games. But ultimately, if you love a team and you say, I support this team and I believe they're the best team in the land, and even though they're doing badly at the moment, I'm still supporting them. I support them through thick and thin. I sing the songs. I'll go to games if I can afford to, if I can, if I get the time, if I'm available, I'll do that. That's what I believe a real fan is. If a fan wants to take selfies at games, who cares? If a fan, wants to go to home and away but can't afford to, who cares? A fan is a fan. So that's what I think, and I would love to know what you think about what makes a real fan. Where do you stand on what I've said? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I am here for conversations. Listen, this is Football City, a place where we can talk about the beautiful game we love. Please stay tuned for future videos. Get involved. Please give the video a like if you've liked this video. If you didn't like this video, give it a like anyway. Please subscribe for more content. Let's keep conversations going. Let's talk about football, and I will catch you on the next video. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.